think women have generally suffered for years culturally, just through the fact that we've generally not had as much time as men. I feel like we're starting to catch up, but in a world like fiction, where women's fiction actually counts for a huge proportion of sales every year, I think it's only right that women's special input gets recognised. Oh, for me, it's pretty much the highest profile literary prize there is. I just think that the books that have been awarded what was previously the Orange Prize Award over the last decade have all been extraordinary. I think the trade, the shops and the literary world affords it kind of great respect, and to be asked to be a judge was absolutely amazing. I didn't hesitate. Yes, I bit their hand off, basically. Yeah, absolutely delighted. I mean, I have judged one literary award before, but I think for most female writers the Orange has a special, or what was the Orange has a special resonance, and it certainly had for me. But funny enough, I was a journalist when it started up, and I remember interviewing Kate Moss in its first ever year, so it feels like a really nice, circuitous thing to end up being on the panel, however many, 15 years later. I'm looking for readability, and that doesn't mean dumbing down. It just means that I should want to keep reading, which is surprisingly rare in many seriously literary books. I'm looking for a beautiful way with words, proper writing, good characters that stay with me after I finish the book, and I don't know, I'm prepared to be amazed. I certainly haven't been disappointed by anything I've read so far, but I've only read 5 up till now, so I don't really want to kind of base any assumptions on I think I've got about 30 more to read, but yeah, it's interesting. It's stretching me genre-wise. It's making me read things I wouldn't normally read, and there's a couple that I've put to one side, definitely. It becomes harder to judge as the literary pages shrink what we should be reading. Word of mouth is incredibly important. I pick most of my books through word of mouth, and I think of the Women's Prize for Fiction as a kind of amplified word of mouth. You know, I'm hoping that people will think that if it's made the shortlist for this award, then it might be worth picking up. I would be very, very surprised if it didn't continue to grow. The brand is so strong, and the trade takes it seriously, which is hugely important. And I've never heard anybody say a negative word about it. I mean, obviously, you know, there's been discussion in the press about whether women should have their own prize, but I think it's just a valid addition to the raft of literary prizes out there, and I think it holds its own, both in literary and sociological, for want of a better word, merit, really.